Well guys, welcome back to my shop. I'm Chris with M7 Metalworks, and today is an unusual, if you're not familiar with my channel, I normally do restorations of things like vices and welders and Oliver tractors and just different things like that. So today we're going to actually do my first tool haul video. And the reason I decided to do this is because I felt like this was a really good catch, a really good find, and there was enough stuff in here that it looked like it might be interesting for everybody. So I thought I would just videotape it and kind of share it. So we'll get started on that right now, and I'll just kind of explain some of the stuff, and I'll let you know what I paid for it. And listen, on the box here, I don't even know what's in there. So, I mean, I know some of the stuff I can clearly see on top, but I don't know what else is in there. So let's get started. Okay guys, so all of this, to include the two saws that you see here, all of this I paid $200 for. The reason I went and got it, because you know they just showed on the picture on Facebook Marketplace the tote here with the tools in it, but then in the background you also had a kind of a blurry picture of this welder, and I knew the welder is a Lincoln AC/DC welder. So in my area, these will pull around $400 to $500 in decent condition. I can fix this up and probably sell it for every bit of $400 or $500. If I repaint it and go red, because obviously someone's a Miller Blue fan, right? So they've painted it. But if I repaint that and fix a few little dings and dents on it, I could probably fairly easily flip it for $400 or $500. And since the whole thing was only $200, I knew the welder was worth $200. So I didn't really even bother looking at this. He asked me if I wanted the gas can here to go with the deal. He said it was free if I wanted it. And it's a metal gas can, which I prefer. I don't use plastic ones for the most part at all anymore. But I looked inside and it's like brand new, and I'm sure you're not going to be able to see in there, but if you could, it's like brand new. If it's ever had fuel in it, I don't know. It doesn't look like it has. I figured what we had here, you know, was bonus. So I figured why not? I can take a chance on it, right? So this is all basically free stuff. If you think that the welder there was $200, this is all just free. So pretty neat little Craftsman light. I did plug this in earlier because it was on top, and it does work. So surprisingly nice. I could see this on the top as well. It's a Craftsman. If you see right there, it says Craftsman 14-inch. But then also, if you look right on there, I don't know how well that shows up, but it says rigid. So this was probably a rigid pipe wrench made for Craftsman. So really good quality 14-inch pipe wrench. Not that I need a bunch of pipe wrenches, but still pretty nice. Kind of an unusual handle. I like ball peen hammers. I use them a ton. Another ball peen hammer. This one's kind of an unusual one in that it's got a hole in the side, and then it's got a very unusual peen side. It kind of comes to a point-ish and then is flat right there. So different. Handle's not in very good shape, although I could probably sand on that. And same, I can wire wheel the heads. Oh, now this is super nice. Wow. That there is worth, man, in my area, that's a flatter. That's for blacksmithing. And in my area, I bet you that would probably pull in $40, maybe even $50. So that's a really nice find. And I do blacksmith. So I don't know if I've showed too much of that recently, but I make knives and different things like that too. So that is awesome. I'm super thrilled about that. What do we got here? Another ball peen, kind of an unusual ball peen. Doesn't look like a very good quality one to me. And of course you can see some chipping out there. So we're gonna move through this kind of quick. Another ball peen. That ball peen actually looks a little better quality, though the handle is certainly weird looking. kind of a stubby, not a bad hammer, or yeah, ball peen hammer. Little rubber mallet, that might come in handy in a few places. Oh, this is another one of those items I could see on the top, and I have already plugged that in, and that does work beautifully. We're going to kind of rifle through these quickly. Drill, I haven't looked to see if that works, but I have no reason to think it wouldn't. The cord looks in very good condition. Now this is neat. Yeah, needs some cleanup, but that's really neat. It's in really good condition, the wood. That's just a little drill, little hand drill. Pretty cool. Little trowel. Another drill. This one is a Manning Bowman. It doesn't look like a bad little drill. This is neat. Now, I saw this from the top as well. So that's an old grinding. Look at that. Weighted and everything, and geared in a way that you just grind. You know, you'd basically take this and you'd sit that on your bench top, and you'd clamp that down, and then you'd rotate that, and you could sharpen your tools on it. Pretty cool. A little bit of oil coming from it, but that's okay. All right, looks like we got a snake. That's probably what goes to our little red handle right there. Is that snake? Brush. I'm not sure what that would have been used for, but I'll use it for cobwebs in my shop. Oh, this is nice. Again, another old tool that's really... The handle's in excellent condition, just an old drill, but looks to be in really good condition. So that's a hand pump, bicycle tire hand pump. Looks in pretty decent shape other than the bottom here. It looks like someone's messed with that. Little pump oiler, brand new, never been used. Still got the other nozzle still stuck to it. That's cool. I can use that. Steel, Germany, made in Germany. Cool. Looks like it's in good shape too. I mean, it's got some surface rust on it, but honestly, that's just surface rust. I don't even see any pitting. That'll clean up on the wire wheel really, really nice. Nice little crescent, 8-inch crescent wrench. Nice oil wrench, oil filter wrench. I'll definitely use that. That's just for a chainsaw. Get these kind of out of our way. That's kind of a neat older one. Let's see. Oh, that's a Crescent Tool Company. Yeah, that's a little bit higher quality. I might clean this one up and just kind of keep that. That one's actually pretty good quality. The other one's a little bit cheaper, not near. It's made in USA, but it's not near the quality level of the other. So another one. This one's made by May's Company. A little bit smaller on that one. There's a coping saw without the blade, but those are easy to come by. That would be a welding hammer for chipping your slag off. Cheap one, hollow cheap one. Those are junk. Another coping saw. What do we got here? Fuller. That is, I believe, made in Japan. Fuller's, yep, Japan. So that's a 10-inch Fuller. And Fuller makes pretty good quality wrenches. I don't know about the pipe wrench, but regular mechanics wrench, they make really good. And looking at the jaws on these, they look to be brand new. So that may have never been used much. So, all right, we got another drill here. What is that? Is that a drill? That's not a drill. That's, I don't know. That might be a rivet gun. No, I'll have to find out. It's made by Rockwell. It's a heavy-duty impact cutter. Okay, so it's an impact cutter. Well, I don't know if I've got the other parts to it in there, but we'll figure that out. Pretty cool. No idea what this is. It looks to be like a gauge of some sort, like an indicator, dial indicator. Yeah, I would say looking at this, these go in, but that's not moving. So I would say it's probably something to go into a bore and to turn and to see if there's any imperfections in the bore. You would see that obviously with this, but the dial indicator is not working. I'll look at that. It's got some screws here. I might be able to pull that apart and get it working. Nice little Craftsman hammer, a little soft blow hammer. Clean that up on the 2x72 belt grinder. Get some of those little things off and maybe clean that handle up a little bit. That'll be a nice little soft blow hammer. Little Stanley level, and surprisingly all of them got their liquid in them and the bubbles. Nice. I can clean that up and actually use that. Rivet gun, pop rivet gun. I don't have much use for those. I've got a pneumatic pop rivet gun, so all right, let's see what we got. We got multiple things here. So we got a little Made in USA C-clamp. Cute little guy. I don't know why you'd ever throw away those. Those are handy. This is handy too. Even though it looks like garbage, it's a actual vice grip brand, USA made. Sears, chrome, made in Japan. Again, I like stuff made in Japan. It typically is high quality. So that feels pretty good right there. It needs a little bit of cleaning, but that'll be a nice little tool. Let's see what we got here. Another C-clamp. Nothing to brag about or write home about. There's a T-handled Allen wrench. Use those. Is that, oh, that is elastic. Huh. I don't know. Pretty neat. We got some bits here. There's a nice long Phillips. And the rest, I think, look to be probably just drill bits. Yeah. Float for doing tile work or that type of thing. A small sledge. Kind of a funky handle. I kind of like the handle except for all of this mess of a tape. I don't know. I'll probably take the tape off of that, clean that head up, and if it needs a new handle, I'll put a new handle on it. We got a nice big maul here. It looks a bit older too. I got a buddy who likes axe heads. That's kind of neat. Here's a True Temper. I can see the True Temper right there. Number 5, it says, USA made. That's pretty cool. Don't know that I'd ever have much use for those, but still kind of neat. Here's something neat. So you get that kind of close, and then you see how it's cammed here, and then that would snug it up. That's pretty neat. Now that's a little bit older clamp, but kind of neat. I have to clean that up. Let's see what we got here. I don't know. Okay, looks like an old drill index. Not a lot of bits in there, but that's okay. Let's just see. I'm sure these won't be anything fantastic, but we'll just look. Well, that's a neat old wrench. Look at that. It says something on it. Ox weld. Kind of a neat looking wrench. Well, I just said I'm sure there won't be anything special or fantastic in here, but the second wrench I pull out is a snap-on, so it's a 15/16 and a 7/8. That's pretty cool. Nice snap-on. I'm not a big double open-end fan. I like combo wrenches best, but I'll take a snap-on any day of the week. Here's another Craftsman. I like the Craftsman wrenches as well. This is a V-series, single line on each side. That's cool. Wow, another snap-on. I believe that's exactly the same. Is that the same size? I think it might be, yeah, 7/8 and 15/16, 7/8 and 15. So I got 2 snap-on wrenches that are exactly the same size. Let's see what else we got in here. Another snap-on. 15/16 and 7/8. Wow, that's weird. I'll have to clean that up. This one's not in very good shape. Wire wheel those. I'm sure they'll clean up just fine. And do I have another? I have 4 snap-on wrenches. 15/16 by 7/8. That's weird. Any more snap-on wrenches of the same size? No, but here's New Britain, 11/16. I love New Britain. Let me put these snap-ons aside. Wow, some of these wrenches are pretty nice. This is actually a really nice metal tape measure, or I guess it's not a tape measure, it's a tape ruler, steel ruler. Pretty nice condition, really. A little cleaning will go a long way on that. All right, let's look at some of these wrenches. By the way, I've got a lot more in there, so let's look at some of this. New Britain 11/16, that's cool. Love New Britain. This one's USA Craftsman. That's cool. 5/8 and 11/16. I really like double box end wrenches too. This is a Kmart, an old Kmart made in Japan. That's cool. I like Japan wrenches, like I said. Another Craftsman, 5/8 inch and 3/8 V-Series. V-Series wrenches are typically fairly desirable. A nice 1/2 inch wrench. I actually need another one of those. That's good. Another Kmart, 3/4 and 5/8 made in Japan. Another Kmart made in Japan, 13/16 and 7/8. Dunlop, cool. Craftsman, nice little Craftsman. It looks like a nut driver, 1/4 inch extension. So that would generally go, that typically goes in your 1/4 inch Craftsman socket set. So we might have a bunch of 1/4 inch, yeah, here's 1/4 inch socket right here. So nice little propane torch there. So we may have some of that kind of stuff in here, just an old wrench. I'll look and see who makes that. It might be a Billings or something. Let's take a look at our sockets just real briefly here. Some more Teflon tape. Very awesome. So you can see there's a good bit in there. I'll have to go through it and see what I need and see what I don't need and put the stuff I don't need aside. But yeah, pretty cool. Some of our other stuff here. All right, just a squeegee, and actually I will keep that because that can be handy, believe it or not. This is just a cheap old Taiwan wrench. 1 incher though, that is kind of a handy size for me. 3/4 inch Taiwan, just junk. Here's some Stanley screwdrivers. Yep, the tips. You can dress up the tips on standards, obviously pretty easy. Here's a standard screwdriver. Here's a Phillips. This looks like Craftsman. Yep, Craftsman. And I would say looking at that tip looks perfect to me. So it's a P2 screwdriver there. Putty knife. I never get rid of putty knives. I use them all the time. El Cheapo Stanley, just an El Cheapo Stanley standard screwdriver. Another C-clamp. Again, I don't know why you'd ever get rid of a C-clamp. I use them all the time. Here is just a tiny little screwdriver, but it's a good brand. That is a Weha. And I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but I believe that's a German company. Got some nice little screwdrivers out of the deal for sure. This one again looks like a Craftsman. Let's rifle through this. More, couple little small trinket type screwdrivers. All right, man. Now those are kind of cool. Those are Kreuter. Neat. Don't have any like that. It's almost like a tong for my blacksmithing. It's so big. Okay. Chinese junk. There's a pin for tractor. That actually is pretty good quality one. I may find it. Oh, kind of a neat old Yale lock. Ash even gave me the key. How nice is that? Turn the key, bang. And then it looks like we've got a bunch of, just a bunch of bits. I mean, a bunch of bits. And some of them look pretty good quality. Yeah, I mean, a bit like that, that's probably $25 all day long. a bit like that is probably the same. Though that one looks maybe a little worn, I don't know. Yeah, so just a bunch. I mean, it's a deep bunch of bits. You've got a step bit in there. Now these are okay if they're quality. If you get a step bit that's not a German or USA high-end branded, they're not going to be worth a hoot. What we got here? We got another crescent wrench, or made in Japan crescent wrench. Now again, feels like it's made pretty well. I like my crescent wrenches. This one says strong hit, strong HIT. This is just an underwater or under the sink wrench. Everybody should have one of those. I've got one already. Another hand drill, and then again, really good quality. It looks, this one's even ratcheting, I think. I think that's, is that ratcheting? Yeah. Yeah, it's ratcheting. Wow, that's cool. And it's Fuller, which is typically a Japanese company, so I don't know. I'll have to clean it up, see if I can find Japan written on there somewhere, but looks to be in really good condition. Little saw, more junk. This is nice. Cobalt, little nut driver. It's 7/16. Gosh, it looks to be in really good condition, so kind of surprised somebody would. What do we got here? Looks almost like an Exolite, only it's not that brand. It's spin a socket, some cheap socket thing, made in the USA, but I'm sure this was garbage even in its day. Lastly, just a few little things at the bottom of the thing here. So, nothing to write home about. Nice handle. Might use that on one of those little ball peen hammers. Yeah, it's a decent handle. Another cheap wrench. Got some good wrenches and some cheap wrenches. Now, well, I guess first let me tell you about the saw blades. These saw blades are 6 foot, and he gave these to me. He just threw it in on the deal. If I can get one to actually lift up. And I don't know, I thought maybe one of my daughters or somebody might like that. The welder, as you can see, is pretty darn nice. Let's get a closer look at it. So, I mean, everything turns the way it's supposed to. Obviously, you can see it was red at one time, and you can probably see the red underneath the, or right there at that. Let's see, they may have painted underneath it. I don't know. No, they didn't. You can see right there's our red. So, and then they've built up this here simply because I think they've added, I think the wheels are stock or standard, but they've added this, which isn't too bad. They didn't do the best job of it. If you look at it, it's crooked. You know, I mean, it seems silly to me to take the effort and time to do that, but then not get that part right. So we're probably going to see about fixing that. It might be a little harder to do than it is saying, but it's a nice old one that's, you know, got the metal tags on it and everything feels good. Let's hook it up and let's see if it'll weld. Okay guys, we got it plugged in back here. We're in the welding area of the shop. So let's go ahead. Okay, that's good. So one of the first things I listen for when I flip one of these on is the fan. See if the fan sounds good or if it sounds noisy like the bearings are going bad. That fan sounds fantastic. So we've got it on DC. Let's just go DC positive. And we're in about, what, 90? Yeah, we're in 90 amps, so that should be enough. Let's go ahead and see if this thing will weld. Well, it's perfect. Let's flip that on AC. If DC positive works, DC negative works. So let's flip it on AC. Beautiful. Thing works fantastic. That's 7014 rod I'm burning. So fantastic. So you can see $200, that welder's well worth that. Once I clean this up and repaint it, it'll make a world of difference. This is one I just picked up last week, and it just needs some cleaning, and I'm going to have a separate video on that. So if you're interested in these types of welders, subscribe and stay tuned, because I'll put both of these welders on as restorations in the very near future. So we can shut that off now, and pretty pleased with that. Well guys, let me know how I did. So you can see here, this is most of the haul, to include the saws, even threw in the gloves. The gloves look to be in really good shape. I'll have to organize and clean. I don't like my tools dirty, so I'll have to clean all this stuff up and decide what I'm going to keep and what I'll put in a yard sale or give away and that kind of thing. I'm super pleased about the flatter. That flatter is really the prize for me of this whole thing. That's a really nice hammer right there. We'll go ahead and put that on my anvil over here. So you can see I've got a Fisher Norris. It's a 250-pound anvil. That's what the 2.5 stands for, 250. And she's a big one, and mine's in pristine condition, like it has no chips. Like if there's a chip on there, I don't know about it. It just doesn't have any chips. It's smooth. Of course, now when I got it, it had sharp 90-degree edges, and it looked like it had never been used. So I dressed the edges and rounded it. But anyways, that's for another video, I suppose. So guys, listen, hey, if you appreciate or like these videos, hit the like button so I know you like these tool hauls. I do get a lot of tool hauls, believe it or not. This is just the first one I actually videoed. I'm always buying tools. I'm a tool freak. I love them. Particularly some of the older stuff, the older hand wrenches. I really, really love that kind of stuff. But anyway, if you like it, help me know that you like it by hitting that like button. If you're new to the channel and you like this kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button, and that way you don't miss any other videos. Anyways, guys, till the next video, I'm Chris with M7 Metalworks, and thank you for watching. Bye.